What's going on, filmmakers? I'm Alexandru and today I want to do a lighting experiment. If you're used to this channel, you know that I do a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of lighting breakdowns, and a lot of lighting tutorials. But most of these tutorials are shot on a professional camera like the Sony FX3, Sony a7S III, or even Sony FX6. And these cameras have a ton of dynamic range, have 10-bit recording, and they are super good on video. And to be honest, this kind of things make my job easier because it's easier to light a set if you have a really good camera. Well, today I want to step down from this and I want to use a camera that is not designed for video. I want to use a camera that is designed for photo. It doesn't even have log recording or video functions. So I'm going to use my Fuji 100V, which is a super small camera. It has a fixed lens and it's not designed for video. I'm gonna try to light a bedroom scene 3 different ways. So we're gonna try and see if I can do that. But it's gonna be pretty interesting. Hopefully we can make the footage look nice on this. And if we can, I can prove you that your camera is not that important as your lighting. Because I tell a lot of people that ask me, how do I get this kind of quality in my videos? And I always tell them that lighting is the most important in my opinion. So to make this even harder, I'm not gonna even use that many lights. I'm gonna use my most affordable Nanlights lights. And I think it's gonna be pretty interesting to see how this is gonna go. So let's begin. All right, so this is gonna be my gear of choice for this experiment. I'm gonna use the Nanlite Mixpanel 60 with a softbox and a grid in front. So we have this grid, which will help me shape the light way better. This is gonna be my key light, and this is gonna be my backlight and effects light. I'm gonna use the Nanlite Forza 60B, which has bicolor, with the Nanlite projector in front, which will help me a lot to create a lot of the effects that you're gonna see. Both of the lights are on V-mount battery, which is gonna save me a lot of time. And here's the camera. The camera is smaller than the monitor. I managed to attach the monitor on the camera with these super thin HDMI lights, which I love from Nanosecond. These guys are the best at HDMIs. And I'm also gonna use some practical lighting from Nanlite. These are their new bulbs and they are amazing. So we're gonna have fun with these as well. So not a lot of gear for what we're about to do, but it's going to be pretty interesting on what we can achieve with this amount of gear. So this is the room that we're going to shoot the experiment on. I have Madalena right here standing, and she's being lit only by this light bulb right here. And as you can see, it doesn't look so good on the camera monitor, and on the camera it looks pretty bad. We are at ISO 800 f2 and it doesn't have enough light. I don't want to go past 800 because we're going to introduce noise. So we're going to stick with this and we're going to have to work around that. But what I'm going to try to do next is place my light and try to light her face beautiful, and then I'm going to construct over that light and I'm going to put more lights. So I placed my first light right here, and we're having a little bit of Rembrandt on her face right now. That's what I wanted to do. And next up, I'm gonna close the light bulb and I'm gonna put more lights in the room. So right now on the camera, I'm gonna press record so you can see exactly how it looks. It looks pretty bad, but we're gonna work around that. So I had to change my camera angle a little bit because I was having a zone that was too hot there. And I wanted to keep this on my background because it looks pretty nice and looks quite natural. And on the monitor, on the camera, it looks pretty good. And this camera keeps overheating a lot, so I have to turn it off and on. But as you can see, what I don't like right now is that a part of her face is a little bit glowy. And on the camera, because it doesn't have that much dynamic range, it doesn't look so good. So now we're going to try to soften this area a little bit better. So to soften the light on her face, I made like a shitty rig. I used a t-shirt so I can create a bigger lighting source, and now it looks perfect. And overall, I think the whole lighting looks quite good. Now, what I can do more to the image to make it look even better, I can add a little bit of hair light. So as you can see now, her hair isn't being lit and it doesn't make that 3D effect. So what we're gonna do is I already placed an nanolight pebble bulb there. So I'm gonna power this on, and right now she has more light here. So therefore now we're gonna have a more three-dimensional effect. But I have a problem. This light makes too much light here and it ruins a little bit this effect. So to counteract that, we can use this accessory from Nanolight, which is really helpful because we can place it on the bulb and it will be something like a flag, but for the bulb, and it will stop the light spreading in the back. Now, I think this lighting is all right, so we're gonna move to the next one, which is gonna be a nighttime. All right, so right now, I changed the temperature outside, I lowered the intensity, and we still have the same thing on the wall, but what we're gonna do next is I'm gonna ditch this one. I'm gonna change the white balance of the light a little bit. So I'm gonna make it a little bit warmer and lower the intensity. So we're gonna go to, let's say, 50%, and I'm gonna make the light warmer a little bit. And what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna try to put a few practicals. So let's see how it's gonna look. Alright guys, so I managed to finish this lighting as well. And to be honest, it looks pretty good. It's more like a commercial vibe lighting for night. And it has a lot of color contrast. And to be honest, I quite like how it looks. Even though this camera isn't the best and it's quite hard to light with this camera, I think we managed to do a pretty good job. The only thing I would correct, and the only thing that this camera does and my Sony doesn't do, is like whenever we have hot zones like this, they are not so visible on Sony camera. So on cameras that don't have that much dynamic range, it's harder to light. So we still have to do something about this because I don't like how it looks on the camera, but I think it's also doable in post. We're gonna try to fix it, but let me show you what I did in the first place. So we have a different color on this mix panel. It is a warmer tone, something around 4500. And here on the back, we have a blue light coming from our Forza 60. We have a nanolight bulb right there, giving us a little bit of atmosphere. And here on this side, I cheated a little bit because I put a nanolight Pavotube 26C, which is amazing. And I kind of had to put this one because I wanted to avoid the spill in the back that much, but I wanted to give her a little bit of rim light. So overall, this is lighting setup number 2. Right guys, so this is our final lighting setup for this experiment, and as you can see, it's a super simple lighting setup that looks amazing. So let me tell you the breakdown of this. So because my Nanolight Mix Panel 60 is a full RGB color, I can put whatever color I want on this light, and right now is on cyan, and as you can see, it looks really nice on her face. We have moved the light a little bit further so we can have this dramatic effect on her face. And as you can see on the camera as well, looks pretty nice. Here on the back, I changed my white balance of the Forza 60B into something a little bit warmer. And what I did is on the projector lens, I put a gobo filter that mimics light coming through shades, and it looks really cool. And this look, I would use it on a music video or on a film that is shot in a motel or something around that. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and this simple experiment. And as you can see, you can do pretty awesome lighting even with a really small camera that doesn't shoot that good. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks a lot, Madalena, for helping me out. Till next time, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you can see more of this. Thanks, guys.